Hi guys, this is Anna Maria Lorenzo, and I am teaching this class live, but you will, if you're catching it at this point right now, you are watching the replay. So welcome, and I'm glad that you've taken some time to watch this class because I have tons of information to share with you all. So I'm going to just give this a second and allow people to hop on that want to catch this live with us. So, let's see here. Let me make sure that I'm in the right group here. Okay. With all of my classes, I will be doing, different topics. And will, for the most part, try and get them live because I like interaction. I like to be able to have people on here to ask questions. And go through and answer as I am teaching the classes. But and there will be some that I'll pre-record and post. But either way, if you're not able to catch my classes live, then you're always welcome to come back and search them and catch up on that. So I understand that it's just in case anything comes up or you're busy at the time that I'm doing a class. Don't worry, you will have an opportunity to come back and watch it. So welcome for those of you who are hopping on. I'm just giving this a minute or two to allow everybody to hop in. And if you're joining, please let me know you're here because I don't necessarily see everybody that's here. Hey, Jody. Welcome, guys. Hey, Joanna. So I'm just winding down. It's this is something that I'm located in Florida. So we have people on the East Coast hopping on. It's 8 o'clock here, and then we have on the West Coast as well, and Canada, Europe. So we're pretty global. And with the the people that are in this group and that are watching, so that's really exciting. Hey, Heather, how's it going? Yay! So we've got some people on here, and I do want to be respectful for your time, so I am going to go ahead and get started. But those of you that are on here, you know me. Hi! And I'm so excited you guys are catching this live. For those of you that are in this group that I've never met, hey Dana, my name's Anna Maria Lorenzo, and I'm the founder of the Essential Oils of course group, and this is going to be, we are an international team. We've built a team of amazing individuals that are going out and sharing their oil experiences and teaching classes. So what you see me doing, they're doing in several other groups as well. We have a very large community, a tribe. Really, it's a family, and we have a few groups that are kind of like bite-sized groups, right? So they're more intimate and personal, but people get to know each other and support each other, ask questions. So it's highly interactive, and we typically do these types of classes in those settings and in those member-only groups, but for this is something that I wanted to put here. This group that you're in the Essential Oils, of course, group is a mix, so not everybody here, is a wholesale member with doTERRA or already exposed, to the essential oils, but this is a topic that everybody needs to hear, because there's going to be things that I'm going to cover that aren't specific just essential oils or just our products. This is overall health. This is your emotional, your physical well-being. This is with all things, there are other factors that come into play, and so these are there's some tips that I have to share, that whether or not you're using essential oils or you're ready to use essential oils, you're going to get something out of this class today. So welcome, and then, so this is basically going to be like a beginner to an intermediate class, because we do have several people here that are existing members, and there's going to be some meat in here for you as well. So I'm glad you guys are here. My mother-in-law's on here. Hey, Mom. Hey, Michelle. Welcome, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to just give you a little bit of an agenda as to the things that I'm going to be covering. So, of course, you know that this is, we're for tips on stress, anxiety, insomnia, right? And we're gonna also go into like basically, you know, how those things affect us physically as well as emotionally, right? But also I like to address the root cause of things, right? So not just the fact that we have stress or anxiety, but why? What's feeding these stress and anxiety? And so that we can kind of take it a little deeper and, you know, focus on those areas that are feeding it to kind of do away with that or manage that, or, you know, whatever it is that we can do to help reduce the side effect being stress and anxiety and insomnia. So we've got a lot of stuff to cover. And also I'm going to give you oils to consider, as well as foods, right? The foundation of all healing is your diet. So we are going to cover food. We are going to cover, you know, a little bit of, you know, on the supplementation, and those are the must-haves, and they always need to be integrated with any of these things that we're talking about. So self-care, we're going to talk about a little bit of, hey, Carrie Ann, self-care, as well as I'm going to give you some recipes. All right. So at the end, we're covering it all, and you're going to get a little bit of everything. So, and before I get started, I wanted to also let you know that I do use several different sources when I teach my classes, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So for today, I am going to be using 3 different books, basically, to pull information from, as well as some of the materials that we have for teaching classes. But one of the sources that I'm going to be using for the information that I'm giving you is from the Essential Life book. Okay, so this is actually something that, you know, several of us, if you're using essential oils already and you have a wholesome membership, you know what this is. But if you're not, then this basically, what this is our oil Bible, right? This is a great resource book, beautiful pages in here. It breaks down a ton of different topics, as well as every single oil that we carry and what they do, how they, you know, what they tackle, right? And how to use them. So lots of things. There's tons of recipes and so on. So I do use this as a reference. As well, today I'm going to also be covering information in our Emotions and Essential Oils book. Now, these things are not books that you purchase directly from doTERRA. So if you're interested in purchasing these books, let us know, and we will absolutely share the links to where we've purchased ours. But every oil has an emotional component to it as well. So it's not just helping us on a physical level, but it's also helping on an emotional level, and sometimes even on a spiritual level. So it's amazing how the oils work with our body. For those of you who are kind of new to this, you know, the oils, of course, they're plant-based, right? So you're getting the plant extracts from flowers, from trees, from, you know, the wood, the resin, stems, and so on. I mean, they're herbs, even from citrus fruits. And it's not the juice from the citrus, it's actually the peel of the citrus that we're getting the essential oil from. So the word essential is there for a reason, because it's our body needs it. It is essential for health, and this is where all things medicine comes from. So it's your natural alternative for medicine. These are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs, and they are concentrated. So a little bit goes a really, really long way. All right, so we're going to be covering a little bit on that. So those are the reference books, as well as another one. A book that our members are very familiar with. It's called I Am Fabulous. There's 3 recipes in here that is going to go along with what I'm covering today. So I'm going to share what those recipes are. If you don't have that book, let me know, and I can post the recipes here in this string so that you guys can have it. All right. So exciting stuff. And I did take lots of notes because I need to stay on track because there's so much to cover. If you guys have any questions, I will do my best to read these comments as I go through, but I will absolutely get to them. So please, if you have any questions along the way, or if you need me to post anything that I've said or repeat anything, let me know and I will. And somebody might actually help me out here too in the comments. But basically, you know, let's get to what causes some of these things, right? When we're struggling with anxiety and stress. I would like to share a little secret with you guys. And very few people know this, but I want to tell you, this goes perfectly with exactly what this class is about, because not only am I pulling this information from these books, but I'm also going to talk to you from firsthand experience. Okay, before getting into doTERRA, now this part our members know, a lot of you know, most of you know my story. I was diagnosed with a tumor at the base of my skull, and it was precancerous, and it was the size of a ping pong ball. So if left in there, I would have had a major issue. So I had to have surgery to get that removed. You can just imagine how much stress and anxiety that caused, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I did as a result to help myself. But this actually happened, I had surgery 3 months before finding doTERRA, okay? So when I was going through this, and I was a mess, right? You could just imagine all the emotions and everything that were happening, and how it was even affecting my husband as well. And so it was close to Christmas, and this is the secret part, right? So it was close to Christmas, and I had done tons of research on, oh my goodness, how did this happen? How could I avoid it? My research led me to frankincense, which is our cellular support, right? And all the studies that I had found on how it helped with tumors and so on, right? Google it, it's amazing. So doing all this research, I said, honey, I found my answer. I have to go natural. I have to remove all the toxins out of my diet. I have to remove all the toxins out of my cleaning, anything I put on my on my body, my skin, and all these things. I need essential oils. I definitely want to get into essential oils. And then he said, okay. He's like, oh, I'm not sure what that is. And I kind of told him what they were. And I was like, but this is what I need. He's like, okay. It was close to Christmas. So guess what? He surprised me with purchasing $2,000 worth of essential oils because his wife said that that's what she needed. And I could not, as much as that was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing, right? I couldn't bring myself to tell him that it was the wrong company. I needed doTERRA. But it's not doTERRA. Because not only did I research and find out that I needed the oils, but I also researched the #1 company and the oils that they had to be. I just hadn't told him that. I wasn't expecting him to go out and buy me these oils. So, of course, I put them to good use, and I was extremely grateful. But come January, I had found my wonderful upline that enrolled me into doTERRA, and that was Kelsey. And she got me started. So I did get started with a smaller kit because, the secret's out, right? I got started with a smaller kit because I had tons of oils that I had to go through. But anyway, so that's what started me on my journey. But so when I got into the oils, the #1 concern that I had was my stress levels, the anxiety. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping at all, and I needed something to calm my nerves, to help me to stop the mind from racing. It was constantly going. I would lay down in bed, and I just couldn't sleep. I just kept thinking of all the scenarios, and what if this happens again? Everything just going through. So I started utilizing my oils, and I will tell you exactly what I did. But the reason I wanted to share this with you is, #1, I wanted to let you know that I completely understand what stress and anxiety and insomnia is. I can absolutely relate with you guys, and I can tell you that there are answers and that there are ways to help with reducing these emotions and these feelings and what they cause as well to us physically, right? It literally makes us physically sick. But I just wanted to kind of let you know that this is where I'm coming from with teaching this class, all right? So when I first, and everybody has a reason, right? If you're stressed or you have anxiety or, you're not sleeping, whatever the reason, it may not be what I went through, but it's something. And whatever it is, it's big enough to affect you, and it's big enough to keep you up at night, and it's big enough to, because that's how you're feeling, right? So, but there are ways to help with that and to turn that around, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So what I did personally, after doing some research, is I actually started putting frankincense on my forehead. And the frankincense, of course, it's the king of all oils, and it does many things, not just, help with stress and anxiety, right? Cellular support. I was helping myself on many levels, but at night, I was applying it to my forehead just to kind of help me from my mind racing constantly. So that was one of the things that I turned to. So all things calming, of course, you have your lavender. So that was another one that I had on board. So what I want you to do is, if you are going through something that's causing you to feel the stress and the anxiety and not able to sleep, I want you to take a second and think about what is causing that, right? Because when we go to a doctor and we say, doc, I can't sleep at night, and they give you something to help you sleep, they're not really addressing the reason. What's keeping you up at night? What's happening? Are you just thinking constantly, or is it, what's waking you up? Do you know? What kind of, what's stressing you? Is it work related? Is it a relationship? Is it a situation? Is it something that is not serving you, that you can remove out of your life or not? Sometimes it is work, sometimes it's home life, and we have kids, or we're thinking about bills. It could be anything. Whatever that is, try and understand that, all right? Because that's the root of the stress and the anxiety and the insomnia. So there are plenty of things that we can use to address those things, but we have to give that root cause its time, and its a little bit of focus on where that's coming from. All right, so once you figure that out, because everything is connected as far as emotionally and physically, right? So if we're stressed, we can see it in our body as like high blood pressure or a headache, neck pain, right? You're like, I carry a lot of my stress in my neck and in my head. So you might have those tension headaches. If you have anxiety, you probably, have stomach issues, irritable bowel syndrome, those kinds of things. A lot of our physical issues do stem from an emotional thing. So you could even take that back to, what's causing this? Am I nervous about something? Am I stressed? Am I upset? Am I angry? Those kinds of things. So sometimes it's even anger that's keeping you up at night. But just understanding the body and why you're experiencing the physical issue, bring it back to the emotion, and then why are you experiencing the emotional issue, and bringing it back to the real reason. So it's about opening up and getting to the truth, all right? Whatever that truth is, that's really what you're trying to reveal for yourself. You don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to type it unless that's something you want to share, but as long as you know what that truth is and what really needs to be addressed. All right, so all right, so how is it affecting physically? Hang on, I just need to recalibrate over here and make sure that I'm not skipping anything. All right, so some of the things, if you're going through, let's break it down, right? So let's talk about stress for a little bit. All right, in some ways to help with reducing stress. There's this cool thing that we're doing now, the first of every month, and it's an event that I'm hosting, and it's called Love on Yourself event, and the focus is self-care, and really just having that experience with the essential oils, giving people an opportunity to see the power of what these oils can do, right? But also to take a moment to love on yourself. That self-care is so important, and just taking that moment to love on yourself with a little bit of self-care can help drastically with reducing stress. So there are certain things like using the massage blend. Okay, I'll give you a couple oils, and then in a little bit I'll actually tell you some of the things that are not oil related. But the massage blend, right? Your aroma touch, amazing. Okay, so that there's a blend of different oils in there. If you haven't tried that, cypress is one of those, and that's actually the oil of flow. So when you use your massage blend, the aroma touch blend, you can massage that over your feet. Okay, so foot massages are amazing to help with relaxing and calming. You could even rub that on the shoulders and on the neck, and on the back. But those are things that go into your bloodstream, right? Because remember, this is natural medicine. They have a chemical component to it, but they're going into the bloodstream, and they're working on a chemical cellular level as well. So they're helping to calm, and the scent, just breathing certain things in, triggers that emotional part of the brain, the limbic system. And the limbic system tells the body, it releases that chemical to relax, right? So certain oils have that effect using it topically, or if you wanted to just throw it in a diffuser. Now the massage blend, obviously that one's topical. But if you're using something like lavender to help with reducing stress or calming, then you could obviously put that in your diffuser. So it's either way, however you'd like to experience it. Or putting it into the palm of your hands and taking a moment and just breathing that in to help you go from like the altered, stressed state to a more calm state of mind. All right. So, deep blue is another amazing oil. The wintergreen and the deep blue is actually the oil of surrender. So it's helping you to release and just let go of whatever this stress is, whatever it is that's got you tensed and tightened up. It's amazing how it works, for muscles and joints, but the emotional side of it as well. It's something that we don't always think about because we're go, go, go and always in a hurry sometimes, that we're not really sitting back and understanding how this is actually helping us emotionally too. So it's like when they say, stop and smell the roses, right? We're smelling our oils. Our rose essential oil. But taking that moment to just take that deep breath and release. There were times where I was driving in the car, and when I started to train my mind to look at how I was holding my body, I noticed, and you could try and pay attention to it now, is you notice your stomach is tight. That was something I noticed. Is I was clenched all the time. I had my stomach tight, my shoulders were up, my neck was tensed, and it was like, oh wow. Like when you become aware of your body, then you can help it to relax by just taking a deep breath and just literally consciously just relaxing it. Try and do that, try and practice that, tonight, tomorrow. Try and make yourself aware of, how am I holding my body? Is my stomach tight? Are my shoulders up? Or am I relaxed? All right. It'll make a huge difference when you catch yourself in that state of mind, or your body reacting to what you're thinking, or that stress level. The tension blend, of course, that has that. The blend in there, the different oils, the peppermints in there. Anything that's going to help with the muscles is going to help with relieving tension, because when we're stressed, it's what we do is we tighten up. All right. So anything that you're using to help with muscular support is what you want to use for stress as well, because it's going to help with relaxing those muscles. They become inflamed even through just being stressed. All right, so those are certain things to keep in mind. Frankincense is actually the oil of truth. Okay, so it's one of those things. It's like the oil of truth. Revealing to your, being able to reveal to yourself what's truly going on. You apply it to your forehead, and it helps you just to consider and to think. It brings you into that zone to meditate, to pray, or just to sit and think. Why am I so stressed? What is it that I'm thinking about? And it helps you to just allow your true self to emerge and for you to just take that moment and self-reflect a little bit. Lavender, of course, is the oil of calm. It's the oil of communication. All right, so all things calming, making those a part of your daily life. The Oil Life book on page, you have that book on page 321 of the Oil Life book. Let's see, I'm going to turn to that real quick, and just in case you don't have it. But if you do have it, go to page 321. That is actually an amazing section there, and it is specific to stress. Okay, so page 321 of your book, open that bad boy up and read what that has. It covers quite a bit. It does talk about anxiety, things that happen, right? That chest pain. Okay, if you're stressed and anxious, you can actually give yourself chest pain. Cardiovascular issues, and things like that. So, how to handle busyness, different blends and recipes, grounding yourself, calming, energizing, refreshing, uplifting, relaxation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about at least 7 different blends just on this page alone. It's packed with information, nervous tension, you name it. So this right here, if you have this book and you're not opening it, you are truly, truly, truly missing out on the power of what you have at your fingertips. Okay, so not only do you have the oils and you have the solutions there with you, but you have so much that you can do. Just simply, I love this book. If you don't have this book, I highly encourage that you get it. With the anxiety side of it, grounding is really essential. It's key to managing stress. All right. So if you think about anxiety, it's like, how do you feel when you're anxious, right? You feel jittery, you're shaky, you feel like you've got tons of energy and you just can't relax. Your mind is going, you're thinking here, you're doing, it's so much energy. What do people do? Let's think of an electrical grid, right? When there's high voltage and high energy, it's important to ground it, right? All energy needs to be grounded. So when we start to feel like this, then grounding ourselves and bringing us back down to that state of calm is really important. So my go-to oil for that is actually Balance. Okay, that's the grounding blend. And there's a mix of oils in there for those of you who are not, if you're new to this, but there is frankincense in here, as well as a few other oils, hoe wood and blue tansy. Blue tansy, I have been using this oil since I started doTERRA, okay? The Balance oil. Never really truly understanding what blue tansy did until blue tansy came out this past few months as a single oil. And then I decided, well, let me research blue tansy. As it turns out, blue tansy actually also helps to support your thyroid. So I have had a thyroid issue, and I have an entire class on that. If you have thyroid issue and you need to learn a little bit about, how to manage that and oils to support, then there is information in the group. But I need to tell you that when you have a thyroid issue, you're probably, if your thyroid is not balanced, you're going to have anxiety because it's a side effect of a hormonal imbalance, okay? So if you have a thyroid problem and you also have anxiety, chances are your thyroid levels are a little off. So get it checked, but also keep in mind blue tansy really does help with that. There was a point where I was completely just anxious and nothing that I was doing was actually helping, and it was because my thyroid was off. And so using my blue tansy was actually what worked for me. So this is an amazing blend. It's an amazing oil, and thyroid issues are very, very common amongst women more than men, but a lot of people actually don't understand or even know that they have a thyroid problem. So make sure you're getting those yearly physicals and you're getting your blood work checked. Make sure you get that thyroid checked just as maintenance, right? Just to stay on top of things. Because what's beautiful about our healthcare is that we can use, we can integrate that our modern medicine in with our alternative medicine as well. Okay, so there is a time and a place for both, and we should have both, in our lives. And but stay on top of those things. And if you're interested or need to know what the natural alternative for whatever you're going through is, you could either reach out to the person who has introduced you to your oils. If you don't have anybody, then reach out. I'll help you get started. But you also have this amazing resource here to kind of take a peek at. Okay. So another great grounding oil is, well, I just dropped something I was going to share with you, but hang on a second. Wild orange is amazing for anxiety. All right, so it's a citrus oil, of course. It's the oil from the rind of the orange. All right, so your wild orange is something that works with calming, but it's also uplifting at the same time. All right, so if you have anxiety, it'll help calm the anxiety. But things like if you're feeling down or depressed or sluggish or anything like that, then your wild orange is going to be absolutely amazing for uplifting you and helping in that regard. You could add a drop into your water. Wild orange is amazing in your water. Not only does it flavor it, but you're getting it internally, and it's great digestive support as well. So it's all around, it's a very cleansing oil. So not only is it cleansing emotionally, but it's also cleansing to your system. And lemon as well, right? So lemon cleans out the liver, the lymphatic system. Your citrus oils are going to all be very cleansing for you. Lemon is the oil of focus, okay? And that helps when you diffuse it. It just makes you just feel great. It makes your house smell clean, but it's very uplifting, and it really does help you focus if you're trying to get something done. And when we're anxious or have anxiety or stress, that is a problem that we have. It's lack of focus. We have brain fog, and we just can't really think too straight. So that's very helpful oil to have in managing those things. So great for depression and things like that. Drinking your citrus oils are going to help with weight management and everything. How many times do we actually, exactly, it's a sweet tooth satisfier. How many times do we eat because we're stressed, right? So stress eaters, emotional eaters, did you know that the reason we do that, the reason we eat due to stress, is because food is very grounding? When you drink water, when you eat food, it's very grounding to the system. The thing is, though, we need to be eating healthy foods versus the ice cream, which is, of course, your sugar and things like that, and is how you're putting on your weight. And it adds to your anxiety because sugar in the system, processed foods, your snacks and things like that, are not good for the system, of course, and they're high in sugar and so on, which doesn't help your gut health. And your 70 to 80% of your immune system is sitting there, right, in your gut area, and your endocrine system, your hormones and everything. When your gut's not in the right place, then everything else kind of goes off balance. So you could actually have hormonal imbalance due to the fact that maybe there's a poor diet in play as well. So those are other factors to keep into consideration. But getting your citrus oils on board and integrating them into your water is going to be really, really helpful. Yes, wild orange is another one of those oils that helps to calm the mind chatter. So wild orange, lavender, and frankincense are amazing ones for just calming the mind. Okay. Let's see here. So let's go to Peace. There's another oil. When you use your balance, a companion oil for balance is Peace. So a lot of times that's Peace essential oil. It's another proprietary blend of doTERRA's that has a mixture of different oils in it combined to help with literally bringing you peace. It's your reassuring blend. So, when you have those moments of anxiety or stress or anything like that, fear is also a component of that. A lot of times we're very stressed and anxious because we're afraid of something. Fear feeds into these emotions as well. And so this is an amazing oil for totally, completely just calming you down. So I like to blend the two, the balance and the peace together, and they're perfect companion oils with calming. If you're naturally just super high energy, you're go, and you just need to help to settle you down just a little bit, this Peace and the balance will really do that. So it's very calming. This actually has the number one oil that's in this blend is vetiver. Okay, vetiver is a grounding oil. Okay, it's the root. It's a root oil. And so anything that's root related, right? Even when you're eating your foods, if you're eating beets, or any type of, carrots, any type of a root food, right? Anything that you pull out from the ground, those are going to be your grounding foods that you want to go to help with reducing anxiety as well. Your berries, your red berries, your blueberry, strawberries, blueberries, those are amazing grounding foods as well. Almonds, asparagus, those are great things to eat when you're anxious and you just need help with grounding. So incorporating the right foods, which of course is your foundation, right? When your foundation for all healing is the right foods. And I can't judge anybody for not eating right because I am one of those. I have a hard time and I fall off that wagon quite a bit. But I try, but just knowing, what your go-tos are, during your times of need is really important, and it's very empowering, and you have the answers and the solutions. You're able to go to them. So vetiver is also one of those oils that we suggest for sleep as well, because it is so calming. Anything grounding is going to be extremely calming to the system. Of course, you have your lavender, and I mentioned that one already, so that one's in here. And it has ylang ylang. It also has frankincense. All right, so the oils that I'm mentioning, Peace actually has within it. So it's one blend and it covers quite a bit. Okay, so that's a great synergistic thing when you're using an oil blend, whether you've blended it yourself or you're buying a blend of oils combined, then they're working synergistically to truly just amplify one another, and it's a pretty powerful, amazing oil to use. Yeah, vetiver is no joke. I have the single oil by itself, and I've actually applied that to the bottom of my feet to sleep. It works. So when you think grounding and your feet, right? It's like you being the tree and the roots coming from the tree into the ground to just get you down into that ground. So your feet, consider your feet as, you're the roots coming out of your feet and going into the ground, all right? And grounding yourself that way. So I like to place my grounding oils on the bottom of my feet or the base of my spine when I'm applying them topically. So that's where you want to apply them for grounding. Yeah, totally. All right, so the next thing is cedarwood. Cedarwood is very, very calming, of course, and it's great for anxiety, and it actually helps to release dopamine. So you can apply the cedarwood and this of course is a wood oil. So if you use wood oils, right? I just talked about that tree. Okay, trees are very grounding. So you've got your wood oil, and if you were to add in a citrus oil to it, that's an amazing blend, because you're grounding, you're dealing, you're limiting that anxiety, but it's also uplifting at the same time. But you could actually use cedarwood at the base of your skull, and it's very oxygenating to the brain, and it releases dopamine. And it is also the oil of community, so the oil of belonging. So when you feel like you're really detached, or maybe you feel like you don't belong, or you're feeling left out, or anything like that, this just kind of helps with just giving you that sense of peace of that you do belong, and you absolutely belong. And it unifies everything, but and it also oxygenates the blood. So it's one of those oils that just brings it all together. Okay. One trick that I would love to share with you, and this involves self-care, but cedarwood and lavender is actually one of my favorite things to use at night. And this is how I use it. So I take a drop of my lavender, put it in the palm of my hand. I take a drop of my cedarwood, put it in the palm of my hand, and then I add a carrier oil. You can use grapeseed oil, or you can use fractionated coconut oil. Okay, so fractionated coconut oil you get with doTERRA from your account as a wholesale member. Your grapeseed oil, I just get the organic, the one you cook with, right? It's very high in vitamin E as well, so it's great for the skin. So if you're putting it on your face, then that's a great one to use. Otherwise, you can use your fractionated coconut oil. So I just use whichever one I currently have in the bathroom at the time. So anyway, so you're going to put 2 or 3 drops of your carrier oil, and what that does is a few things actually. When you blend your carrier oil with your essential oil, it helps with dispersing, okay, your oils over a larger area, number 1. Number 2, it helps keep your essential oil from evaporating, because they will evaporate. That's how you can smell roses and flowers and everything else when you go outside. It's because they're essential oils. The scent is evaporating into the air, and that's how you smell it. So your oils will evaporate if you do not blend it in with your carrier. So add your 1 drop of lavender, cedarwood, 2 or 3 drops of your carrier, all right, and just wipe it. I just do this, right, all over my face, just all over the face. Okay, get it all on there. I take a washcloth and I soak it with hot water. All right, so you get your washcloth nice and hot, and just barely wring it out, but you want it nice and moist and hot. And then you're gonna do this in your bathroom, of course, and then you're gonna lay that over your face. You're just literally gonna do that. All right, lay it over your face. What that is going to do, it is going to completely open your pores. Your oils are going to penetrate into your pores, okay? You're going to be breathing that in at the same time, because it's literally going to the heat and everything, the steam is going to be evaporating. It feels like an in-home spa treatment. It smells absolutely amazing. And I already explained that lavender and cedarwood are both very, very calming oils. So doing this before going to bed at night is heaven. Like, you're bringing yourself into that state of calm and that state of ease, to where you're just taking that deep breath. I mean, you want to take that deep breath. It makes you, because it smells so good and you just want to get it all in. So you do that and your shoulders start to drop. You're completely relaxing yourself. And at the same time, guess what you're doing? You're getting it into your system, you're oxygenating your blood, you're providing therapeutic benefits into the bloodstream, but you're also cleansing your entire face. When you open up those pores and you get that in there, these oils have antibacterial properties as well. You're literally doing an oil cleansing method to your face. So it's going to completely moisturize you, but it's going to give you that glow. So it's a spa treatment plus and some. So when your rag starts to cool down, then what you're going to do is you're just going to wipe off all that excess oil. You don't have to wash your face after that, because literally your oils are washing your face for you. That's literally what it's doing. So you're going to wipe all that off, and then you're going to go lay down, You're going to put your oils on your feet, put it in the diffuser, whatever you're doing, and you're going to be able to enjoy a nice, relaxing evening. All right. So if the intention is to help bring you to that state of ease so that you can go to sleep, then avoid the phone. Don't check Facebook. Don't do anything that's going to require you to start thinking again and wake up and see what's happening and going on. Allow yourself that time to just be you and just relax. All right. You can meditate, you can pray, whatever it is that you do, but just enjoy that state of mind that you've just put yourself in. That right there is one of my favorite self-care things that I do at night. It's the easiest thing to do. I mean, you don't even have to wash your face. You've literally just washed your face. So that's actually great, and it takes your makeup off too. So that's a good tip for you there. And then, of course, I want to make sure to cover a little bit. There was another page. What page did I need to tell you guys about? Oil Life book for sleep. Okay, so page 341 in the Oil Life book, right? So that one is your Sweet Dreams page, all right? So I just want to tell you, it's a very small little thing here. All right, very tiny thing here that I want to just read to you just real quick. But basically, adequate sleep is crucial to mental health and brain function. All right, so we know that, right? We know we need at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Okay, but of course, if we suffer with insomnia, then clearly that's going to be a little difficult. I'm going to give you other alternatives to help with relaxation and sleep here in just a second. But insomnia and restless sleep are a problem for many who experience depressed or anxious mood states. Pairing a resin or tree essential oil like vetiver, cedarwood, sandalwood, or frankincense with a citrus oil like wild orange, lime, lemon, or bergamot has been found to stabilize mood fluctuations, ground the body, and promote a relaxation response in preparation for sleep. Okay, let me tell you, this is no joke. I absolutely love using these oils at night the way exactly how I told you. But flower oils like lavender, Roman chamomile, clary sage, geranium, and ylang-ylang, they aid in quieting mental chatter and calming the nervous system. So of the things that I've just explained to you, remember that Peace has some of those flower oils in it as well. It has the Roman, it has the ylang-ylang in there. All right, you've got your lavender in there, your frankincense. So this has that blend of the tree resin as well as the flower oils in it. So that's why that's absolutely amazing. One of many reasons. So similarly, many studies have been conducted on the powerful mental, physical, and emotional benefits of meditation. So if you guys enjoy meditating, do it more often. If you haven't tried meditating, totally try it. And I remember when I first started meditating, I was like, well, what is that? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to say something while I close my eyes? Am I supposed to think something when I close my eyes? So it's just, go to a place in your house to where you can just completely be by yourself, get away from everything and everybody, because we all need that. And you can turn off the light. You can put on one of those eye masks, whatever you want to do. You can put a towel over your head, whatever you want to do, but you should see me. I sometimes go in my closet and just be in my closet because I'm by myself. But I let them know, don't bother me for the next hour. I'm going to be in my closet. And they know what that means. I'm probably meditating, right? I need time on myself. So put yourself on timeout and just relax. You can sit on your bed if you want to. Turn off the light and just completely relax. And if things pop up into your mind, let them pop up. But don't entertain anything very long, right? Just let it pop up and then just clear your mind. Let it pop up and clear it out, like until you can just completely clear it all out until you're just able to focus on your breathing, relaxation. If you pray, then take that moment to pray. Take that moment to connect with your higher being, your higher self, with God. Just be. So either you can do something or not do something. It's make it whatever is helpful for you. There's different ways of meditation, different things. So it's just follow your intuition and just kind of just go with it. But taking that a little bit of time, even if it's just 10, 15 minutes, start off with whatever you can and work your way up. And it's amazing. It's surprising because there was one time I went in there for 10 minutes and I came out and it was an hour later. I was like, really? Like, time is different when you're meditating. Just FYI, all right? So if you only got 10 minutes to meditate, you might want to set an alarm for maybe 20 minutes or something, because time will seem very short, but you've been in there for about an hour. So it has happened. Let's see. What else do I want to cover before I end this? But, okay, so your foods are your foundation. Your whole foods are very important. That is your fuel for your body. Your gut health and things like that, right? So it's very important. One of the things that I want to bring to your attention, if you're not already taking the Lifelong Vitality, this is a must, all right? This is your foundation right here. These vitamins are made with whole foods, all right? So you have, and that's the paperwork that I dropped back there that I really wanted to go over with you guys. But basically, there was a graph that it showed, when you go out and buy vitamins, it's like essential oils. They're not all made the same, okay? You're not going to get the same quality from everywhere you purchase, all right? So it's these vitamins are formulated to include essential oils within them, but you have your whole food source in there. So you've got your vitamins, your minerals, and all those things. But you've got also pomegranate, you have your veggies are in there. There's literally whole foods in these tablets. And so you're taking this, and this is your foundation, right? So if you are not good with your diet, whether you are or not, you need extra supplementation. But if you're not good with your diet, and I'm going to be very honest, and I'm going to admit this, that I am not. I try really, really, really hard. But I am not cutting it yet. This is a must. All right. These, because they're infused with your whole foods, you've got your veggies, you've got fruits in here, fruit extracts. You have your essential oils in here, plus all the vitamins that you need. Everything that's in these bottles here are formulated to be the optimal amount that you actually need. This has a 30-day money-back guarantee. This is guaranteed to make you feel different. All right. This is guaranteed that if you're going through stress, anxiety, mood swings, fatigue, brain fog, sleep. There's so much that this does that they're saying that if you do not notice the difference, we will give you your money back. This is actually doTERRA's #1 selling product, and it's the #1 selling product for a reason. But this is literally your foundation that you're going to build upon. So no matter what it is that you're trying to address, if you've got aches and pains or anything like that, this right here needs to be on board because it covers so much. This is going to boost your immune system. Ask what it can do. It's probably going to be covered in here. And remember that frankincense is the king of all oils, and this has frankincense in it, okay? So if they're saying that this is going to work and they guarantee it to work, give it the opportunity to see how you're going to feel by taking this, all right? I suggest take this for 2 to 3 months. If you're going through something that you've had for a very long time, if it's something really chronic, then it took you, it's been a long time. It might take you maybe an extra month or two to do its thing, but you're going to feel the difference. All right. So this is something I started early on. I had a thyroid problem that I was actually taking medication for. I don't take medication for thyroid. I literally just got my thyroid rechecked again just to make sure that I'm still on track. And with the oils that I use, right, for everything that I use in combination with this is a must-have. I no longer take thyroid medication over the counter, like the synthetic. It's all natural medicine for me and my family. And this is no joke. So if you're not familiar with this, if you're not a member with doTERRA and you haven't heard of the Lifelong Vitality Pack, this is, you know, this is a game changer. So it's like vitality. This will not only just help you feel better, it's gonna live better, but it's also gonna help living longer. All right, so we're talking lifelong, extending the life basically, because you're actually taking in your foundation, you're taking in your whole foods and things like that. When you get started with things like this and you start to feel like, oh my goodness, this is what it feels like to feel good, like, then you want to continue feeling good. You start using the other stuff and then all of a sudden you're like, I might want to eat some fruits now. Like, I might want to eat a vegetable. You want to start, making this part of your routine. So, all right. So that is a must. Other tips for self-care. Taking a bath with Epsom salts and adding in, your favorite oil. Lavender is all things calming. I love that one for, your bath time. But you can do other things. You can add your balance. You could do frankincense. You could do myrrh, anything like that. Foot soaks, if you're not a bath person, put it in your foot soak and enjoy it that way. You're going to get the aroma. It's going to come up. You're going to smell it, but it's going to be so soothing to your feet. Remember, your feet are really important when it comes to grounding. Get your feet in the dirt. Get your feet in the sand. Ground your feet into earth, into the nature. Get out and enjoy, the springtime. The flowers are coming out. Unless you have allergies, and if you've got allergies, we have oils for that too. But again, make sure you're taking your stuff. The Alpha CRS in here, my son, when you have allergy problems, it's because you have a compromised immune system. This was his number one that he needed, and it was because it actually helped with building his immune system. And so his allergies, along with the Tri-Ease and a couple other things he's using, he doesn't take anything over the counter anymore. And he can go out, and he goes out and mows the lawn, and I'm like, how are you feeling? He's like, what are you talking about? Okay. So it's working. But also do something like turn on the music, right? Put some music on. If you like Christian music, put on your Christian music. If you like the whatever kind of music you're into that really uplifts your spirits, or if it's something that just completely soothes and calms you, put it on and diffuse your favorite oil. Okay. So, and just enjoy, allow yourself to be in that state of mind, because we can bring ourselves there, but it does take some conscious effort on our part sometimes to do things for ourselves that do truly make us. Sorry about that. My daughter's calling me. Let's see. And, things like meditation and going to the gym. If you like the gym, schedule that as a priority. There's a couple people that I've spoken to, and I'm like, what does your schedule look like? Where can we work some things on? They're like, well, I go to the gym, or I got to have my Pilates, and I have to do. Those are priorities, guys. Like, it really is, because it boosts your serotonin levels, your dopamine levels. It makes you feel good. Like, when you go to the gym and you're working out, you're like, man, I'm exhausted. My muscles hurt. But wow, I feel great. Like, I can breathe, and it's invigorating. So if whatever that is for you that makes you feel great, do more of it and incorporate that into your routine. Schedule it as if it's a priority. It's an appointment. So make your appointment with yourself to do things that are going to fill your cup and just truly bring in that extra love for yourself that you need. Okay, a couple of the and I'm going to let you go after this, but I do want to share these 3 blends with you guys, and this is going to be from the I Am Fabulous book. Okay, and this goes hand in hand with what we're covering today. But the first one is Still My Mind. All right, and I will post this. If you don't have the book, please let me know if you don't have the book, and I will post the recipes there at the bottom for you. But for the most part, I think the ones that are on right now do have the book. Page 50, all right, of Still My Mind. That one helps to eliminate thoughts that don't serve you. Okay, so a lot of times we think things that we shouldn't be. You know, we're overly concerned in areas like, oh, what if, you know, I said something wrong, or what if I should have. We think things in our minds that nobody else is like thinking about, and we just create this anxiety for ourselves a lot of times. I'm speaking from experience, guys. There's so many times where I have thought in my mind, oh my gosh, and it's like I'm overthinking it. Nobody else cares. Like, I'm the only one stressed about that. Nobody else even noticed anything. So I'm like, okay. So overthinking, or even just saying things like I'm not enough, or, you know, just the negative self-talk. All right. So this helps to be present and quiet and calm. All right. So it's perfect before meditation and prayer, and it's pure. It's a purifying blend that cleanses out the self-inhibiting beliefs. So that one's a great one. So page 50 is Still My Mind. All right, when you need that. The next one is on page 2. And that one is called Release Your Fears. All right. A lot of times your fears are what fuels your anxiety and stress. I know for me, that's very, very true. We worry and we're afraid of things that we do not need to be afraid of. There's no reason for that fear. It's just not rational. And we're all very irrational when it comes to being afraid of stuff, you know. And so those are things that we can take into consideration. Release Your Fears is on page 2. And that one is designed for the individual who is paralyzed by many fears. How many times do we keep ourselves from doing something out of fear, right? We know it's something we want. It could be just something like a dream, or you know, I don't know, getting a better job, or it could be something small, it could be something big, but it keeps us from attaining or moving forward because we're afraid. And most of the time, that fear is extremely irrational. And so this helps with just being able to move past that. So people who have difficulty moving forward and embracing change, because change is hard, change is difficult, but change is good, and change is how we grow, and change is how we move forward and get to where we need to be. Because if we never changed, it's like we'd still be toddlers, we'd still be babies, right? We see ourselves physically change throughout life, right? But we also need to emotionally grow as well. We need to spiritually grow as well. So change is growth. Change is great, and it's amazing. So this helps with releasing those fears of change and helps us to move forward. So, the third one that I want to share with you is called Soothe the Soul. That's on page 30. All right, so this is the third and last one I'm giving you, because this all goes hand in hand with everything we've just talked about. So page 30, this one is great for people who are chronically stressed. All right, so if you're chronically stressed, this is, you know, regular use of Soothe the Soul will help provide deep sense of peace and calm. All right, so peace and calm. Hey, we all need that, right? So those three, I highly recommend them. If you have this book, I Am Fabulous, all right, then when you open that book to those recipes, if you don't have this, let me know. And if you're interested in purchasing the book, it isn't a doTERRA book, like, you know, you don't get it through doTERRA. We can tell you where to get it, but these are the oils that you would need, and they are doTERRA related oils. So, but it will tell you specifically what each blend does, how much, you've got the recipe, how much to make it, but it breaks down the oils. So for instance, here's an example. Still My Mind, that's the cleansing one for your thoughts, right? So Melaleuca is an energetically disinfecting oil. It's great at clearing out any negative vibrations in your head. All right, Melaleuca is the oil of energetic boundaries. So if you've got you know, some stuff to clear out through your thinking and your thoughts, then that's Melaleuca is amazing for that. And then, of course, lemongrass cleanses out limiting beliefs. It's one of the best oils to use when there are a lot of negativity to release. For example, things or people who bring you down, circumstances not meant to be a part of your life. So it works not only on the emotional level, but remember that these all have properties that are helping you physically as well. So these are getting you in the cellular level. It's working with your subconscious mind. I don't know, I didn't know for the longest time, or realized for the longest time, but we are basically governed by our subconscious, all right, more than our conscious. So we actually have to make a conscious effort to do things because our subconscious mind is in control. And so when we use these oils, it's working on the subconscious level, okay? Because that's where we really truly need to make that difference. So this is an amazing book. Those 3 recipes are absolutely amazing. And I hope you guys really enjoyed our class today. And I'm going to circle back around and look at the comments because I kind of didn't, because I get really distracted when I try to read them and I kind of get off topic. So if there's anything that you guys want to add, I would love, you know, for you guys to post in here, you know, the things that you do to help reduce your stress or anxiety, things that, you know, if you've had trouble sleeping, what are some things that you've tried? You know, Serenity is essential oil is an amazing oil that has a blend, of course, that includes lavender in there. It does have vetiver. We've talked about that oil too. So that's a great oil along with the soft gels. I take 2 soft gels of Serenity at night when I need deeper sleep. All right. So there's times where I wake up and I'm tired and I realize I slept, but I didn't get into it deep enough sleep to where I reset my system. So when I wake up, I feel energized. And those are the nights that I do my cedarwood and lavender on my face, and then I do my Serenity on the bottom of my feet and take the soft gels, and I'm good to go. So I love you guys. And if you are watching this and you are not a wholesale member and are interested in getting started on this amazing journey, then please reach out to the person who invited you to this group. If you're working with somebody, please go back to that person. If you're not working with somebody and you're here because I invited you, then reach out and let's get started, because there's so much that I want to share with you. So everybody have an amazing night, and I love you. Good night.